This is your 2020 BMW M4 Cabriolet. Happy New Year, gals. Happy New Year, guys. It is January 1st. I'm recording this in winter. It's about -4, tops down, and it's going to stay down for most of the review. Let's go Quirks, Perks, and Irks. Starting up front, this is still part of the Gen 1 M4, so things look absolutely fantastic. There's a 2017 refresh. It's a little more on the modern side. Love the grille. Love the carbon fiber little accents there. This has the full competition package and everything else you could possibly imagine. Typical BMW, nicely shaped LED lights, LED turn signals, LED everything. There's your M4 badge there. I wish it was a little bigger, kind of a, not an Irk, but just like a small Irk. Anyways, front end looks very nice. Let's get down low and give you a good look at it. Good look, BMW. Lots of hype around the next generation M4, but for now, let's focus on the 2020 Generation 1. Nice design lines, and let's take a good look at the side with the top down. I'm going to try and keep the top down for most of the review, and I think I'm going to do the in-car portion, the driving portion with the top down, because, well, why not? So 19-inch winter tires. These are the winter rims, and the summer rims are black with lots of spokes. Still looks really nice. Just a nice overall good look there. I want to show you a quick little perk that I like about the side mirrors. The turn signals have these cool lights in them. It's not just one long beam. So hats off to you there, BMW. Nice solid light right there. Looks good. Quick peek at the inside. Let's run around the rear of the vehicle. All right, so that's what we got. Turn signals up at the top, brake lights and DRLs at the bottom. We'll do our exhaust notes shortly, but twin tailpipes, very nice, looks really sharp. Let's take a look at the trunk, because there's not really a lot of space, so that's what we're looking at in there. Yes, that part opens up so you can put skis and some longer items in there as well. I guess while we're here, I'll just show you a quick way that the seats go down. It's pretty smart. So you push that button and the whole back part comes down. There is your wind deflector, which has a nice little storage spot, very sharp. Really like the way they've done that there. So let's do that, close that back up. So what I'll do is we'll wrap up the outside now. I'll start the next portion with a look at what the trunk looks like on the inside. Sorry, not the inside. Trunk looks like with the roof up. So for now, let's close her up, because that's the only way to get the top up, and we'll be right back. Just before I show you the cargo space with the roof up, I just wanted to show you what the car looks like with the roof up. I would take the Cabriolet over the coupe 9 days a week. Not 7, not 8, but 9 days a week. I think it looks really cool, and it's a lot more fun for me. Opening up the trunk, there's this cool little thing that allows you to get a lot more cargo space. So, sorry, let me get the cargo net out of there. That's what you have now, but you give this a little push, up it goes, and get a lot more storage. Well, relatively speaking, a lot more storage. Again, like I said, the seats go down, put some longer items in there. So there it is with the tray up, tray down, tray up, tray down. Let's take a look at the inside of the 2020 M4. So this has every option possible, including the heads-up display, and that little piece of glass is where the heads-up display comes from, shoots on to the windshield. So starting in the rear seats, this is my normal seating position, and well, I know it says 2+2, but you can't really fit anybody in the rear seats unless you have somebody with short legs driving or short legs with a passenger. Now the passenger seat is also a little further back than my seat, and you can see just how little space there is, but in a pinch and you want to go for a summer drive, you could probably squeeze a couple of people in there. There are your cup holders in that little section and a tiny bit of storage there. So here's a perk. The entire seatbelt mechanism is in the seat itself. You can see how it just goes in and collapses back into itself, and there's no mechanism here because, well, there's no B-pillar and it's a convertible. Cool M stripes there with the blue, the purple, and the red. Very nicely done. You want to get access to the rear seats, just lift this up. Up it goes, and well, my foot can fit in there, and oh, my shoes need cleaning. Anyways, so we'll put the seat back. You get a couple of pockets. One's there, one's behind the seat. Fun fact, and I'll do a little B-roll cutaway. This lights up at night. Very nice move there. You have neck warmers, and your controls for that are right there. Thank you, BMW. 3 stages, because, well, it can be cold like it is today, and you want your neck warm. So there's that. Headrest does not move, so that's a bit of a quirk for me. Not an irk at all, just it's a big solid headrest, and the seats are very comfortable. There you get your memory seating, and the seats here are just remarkable. Like the side bolsters are so big, and the thigh bolsters and side bolsters, really nice. Seats are so comfortable, nice white leather. You got your thigh extender there. I have mine out a little bit. Come on. Anyways, we'll leave it there for now. It's full marks on the seats, and you got your airbags in the seats as well. Let's take a look at the side of the door, and pretty simple stuff. There's your handle, speaker, window controls. Just a nice, clean look overall. Well done, BMW, and just it looks so good with the frameless thing. Well, anyway, it's a convertible, but yeah, it just looks so sharp. And I know I'm going to do the inside in a sec. Just wanted to show you one more time because, well, it's a convertible, January 1st, and I may as well get the most out of it. So let's jump in, and I'm going to do the inside with the top down because, well, why not? Here's a perk. Start button is red because it's an M4 and it's got tons of power. Start her up. Little convertible in the middle of your screen. So it's got the old school dials. It doesn't have anything of the new school as far as the digital goes, like you see in the M340i, the X7 and all that. But that is going to come in the 2021 model, which is the 2nd generation. I don't mind it. I think it's just fine. It gets all the information out. You get some digital stuff in the middle there, and there's your board computer button, and that lets you cycle through. So I've done 11.1 liters per 100 kilometers, 60-liter gas tank. I'll get into more of that in the driving portion, including fuel efficiency and whatnot. There are your safety buttons, ons and offs like that. Not a big fan of the blank panel switches on a car that is as spec'd, 120 grand, but can't win them all, and that's okay with me. Nice white, oops, there we go, nice white stitching up top. Let's get that in focus. There we go. Can you see the heads-up display? Yep, there it is. So there's the 0 right there, right in the middle. And there's, well, I'm not on a road, so there's no speed limit. But you can get all sorts of different information there. M1, M2 buttons, they're not like popping out like it is on other vehicles. But you know what? That doesn't bother me one little bit. So I have my M1 set for everyday driving. So it's efficient, comfort, and then you can take a look there. If you want to adjust those, you go through these 3 buttons, and I'll give you a quick look at that right now. So look at the word efficient in the middle, sport, sport plus, sport, sport plus, comfort, and last one, sport, sport plus, and comfort. I like that it's so easy to get to as far as it's right beside the gear shift. There's your camera, and there's a good look at what I'm looking at. And let's go back, put the car in reverse. And there's your backup camera, and there is your sensors, or there are your sensors. My English is not good today. Sorry about that. Okay, so old school again to match the dashboard. I like it. I like the hard touch buttons, like tactile stuff. Heated seats, 3 stages. It's fine for me. I think it's great. I don't have a problem with it because it's so easy to grab and touch. CD player in 2020. I think this has to be the last BMW, one of the last BMWs with a CD player in 2020. I have CDs. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do. This is cool. This just overrides whatever that is. So if you want it to be cool, if you're hot for whatever reason, you want a quick switch, do that. You want it hot there in the middle right there. It wasn't irk when I first got the car, but now not so much. Here's your gear shift. So right now it's a neutral. You go left, up, it goes in reverse. There's your proof because the rear view camera is on. Down, middle, 1 to the right puts you in drive/sport. You can see it's lit up. Neutral, drive/sport. And that gets you all sorts of stuff. Yes, it has launch control, which is fantastic and great. Here's the peculiar part. So if you want to put the car off, pop it in neutral. There's neutral. There's neutral. I'm going to knock the car off. So now it's in neutral. Vehicle cannot be locked. You got to hit it N to get into park. Here's a perk, old school handbrake. I love it. I love to do this little pocket port. Thank you, BMW, for that. A little bit of storage there. You can close her up, get your USB there. And because this has every single thing imaginable as far as specs go. That's not it. Yeah, wireless charging. My phone barely fits in there, but it can be done. Anyways, there's that little spot there for it, and a tiny bit more storage in there. But then again, this is it's a convertible. You want something with more storage, grab something different, I guess. Not a mean thing. Anyways, another cool perk for me, this goes backwards and forwards because BMW knows we don't all have the same arm lengths. Interesting note, when you do that, it pretty much covers up all of the neck heaters and the convertible controls. So nicely done there, BMW. Let's do the drive. 2020 BMW M4 Cabriolet. I'm gonna take the roof down as we're going because you can do that as long as you're under 18 kilometers per hour. So as the roof does its thing, as you can see in the top right of your screen. So a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin turbo. Now, follow me on the horsepower here. There is 425 horsepower out of the box, 406 pound-feet of torque. If you opt for the competition package, you get an extra 19 horsepower, putting you up to 444, which is quite aptly named and numbered because it's an M4 and you get 444 horsepower. So let's do the windows up to get rid of the wind noise. And you still have the 406 pound-feet of torque. The car is incredibly fast. It's an M4. It just goes and goes. So BMW Canada spec'd this with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. The gear shifts are incredibly quick and crisp, and there's no way a human being could even come close to shifting as precisely as a machine does. However, if you want to save $3,900, you can opt for a 6-speed manual, and that's what I would do. For me, it's not about how quick and crisp the gear shifts are. If this is something I'm going to daily drive, I want to be able to enjoy it to its absolute fullest. And the best way to do that is to roll your own gears. At least that's my 2 cents on it anyway. So, you know, and I don't think I'd go, that sounded weird. I don't think I would go for the competition package either. Just that 19 extra horsepower, I don't know how much I would actually miss it if I didn't have it. So you have your paddle shifters, you can do manual mode. I'll do a little cutaway to that to show you again what the gear shifter looks like. And I gotta say, you know, before we get into the performance side of it, let's just talk about the daily driving side of it. I have it so that everything is in its most, I guess, softest mode. So it's efficient, and it has, as far as the driving mode, it's efficient, comfort, and comfort for me. I'll put a cutaway to that to show you again, just what we're talking about. This light is taking too long. Let's keep the car in motion, take a turn. Anyway, so you can absolutely run this as a daily driver. There's no issue with that at all. Would you want to? You know, why not? It's a good year-round sports car. I can definitely say that with absolute certainty. Let's get turned around, and sorry, off we go. Yeah, you're losing a bunch of trunk space compared to, you know, let's say an M340i or maybe an M2, but there's just something about the M4 that is just so refined and powerful, and it feels so good on the road. It drives very well. It's refined, it's precise. You know, there's very little oversteer, understeer. The turbo lag is nearly non-existent. BMW has done such a great job here of putting together a very nicely tuned, a very strong engine that's, you know, you have the power when you need it, and if you just want to, I don't want to say tote around town, but if you're doing your groceries or whatever, you know, you're going to work or doing whatever it is around the city, the car will perform and handle very, very well. Yes, there's launch control. Yes, you can drop things up into the Sport Plus, or the efficient side. If you really want to kind of get it to your specific settings, you can absolutely do that. Again, I have it for daily driving under efficient and efficient, comfort, and comfort. Driving position is great. Very, very comfortable seats. I can happily do this as a daily driver year round. And I've been driving it every day since I've picked it up on December 23rd, and I will continue to do so until it goes back on January the 6th. Creature comforts, everything's where it is. And I know some people are going to say, well, it's a 2020, Jay, why does BMW have all the old specs on it? That's, you know, I know they have the new technology available and the digital dash is available, and actually in some of the newer vehicles. But the 2021 vehicle, I think they wanted to do the 2021 M4 second generation with all of the new technology available, which is why they put this in the older dashboard, gear shift, iDrive. Still has CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, and the old HVAC controls. Doesn't bother me one bit. I think it's a great vehicle. It operates incredibly well. And I would run it as a daily driver. I absolutely would. I wouldn't make this a summer car or just, you know, a nice weather, no precipitation car. I would run it every day if I had it. As far as fuel efficiency goes, I will put the fuel figures on the screen. I can tell you I'm at 11.3 liters per 100 kilometers. The fuel tank holds 60 liters of premium fuel. I've done 462.5 kilometers. I've got about 50-ish kilometers left to go. So you can run 500 kilometers to a tank. 2020 M4, fantastic, tremendous vehicle, looks great, feels great. If I had the choice between the Cabriolet and the coupe, I would take the Cabriolet. Hands down. Just I like having the option of the convertible. And yes, I know it's a couple 100 kilograms heavier, and that may impact fuel efficiency. So actually it does, because it's the power to weight ratio. But it doesn't really matter to me. It's only a couple 100 kilograms. And to have that flexibility of having the roof open, the wind through your hair, all the bugs in your teeth, and all that kind of good stuff that goes along with driving a convertible. Nice. If it's between the paddle shifters and the gear shifter as far as changing gears, I like the paddle shifters more. Can we get them in? Yeah, there's one. There's the other positive as far as upshifting on your right, downshifting on your left. Okay, I better wrap this up because it's going to be way too long. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be, man, I messed it up. And I'll be back sooner than later with my next car review.